Video called Life in Letters, and let's get started, I guess. A is for anime. B is for my dog Bubbles. We've had her for quite a few years now, and possibly 5, and she's a rescue dog. C is for my dog Callie. We've had her for about a year, or comic books, because I couldn't decide between the two. D is for dragons. I've been into dragons since I was pretty little. I think I used to pretend I had a pet dragon because I had like this little dinosaur, and I would always in an egg, and I would always carry it around and say it was my dragon. E is for eggs. When I was younger, we started painting some eggs, and we decided that we were going to carry them outside, and it was 4 of us kids. There was like, I think the oldest was like 12 at the time, possibly 11, I'm not entirely sure. And we walked outside, and we all had like a small container of them, and her dog, like one of the kids' dogs, runs by, and we dropped all the eggs. So we didn't really have an Easter that year, or we did, but not with them, because we dropped all the eggs, and we got in really big trouble because those eggs were really expensive, apparently. So, yeah. F is for fantasy, because I'm always in fantasy worlds. G is for green, because green is one of my favorite colors. H is for Harry Potter or Halloween, because I grew up with Harry Potter, and or Halloween, because ever since I can remember, I've loved Halloween because you get to dress up and be somebody completely different. I is for Isabel, because when I was younger, I used to really want to be called Isabel. I don't know why. I had a friend called Belle. She wasn't a friend. She was more of like a girl I just hung out with every once in a while. And I really liked her name, and she told me one day that her name was Isabella. And she ended up moving away, and I wanted people to start calling me Isabel because I thought it was really pretty, and for some reason I thought it suited me better, even though I was a complete tomboy. I don't know. J is Joker. When I was little, I would always want to pull pranks on people, and mostly it was from this one boy, but you'll hear about that later. And 2 is because he's one of my favorite villains of all time. K is for kangaroo, because when I was younger, for some reason, I don't know why, I had this like little fanny pack, and I wore it around for quite a while, and then somebody pointed out that I looked like a kangaroo. So ever since that day, that moment, that second, I pretended I was a kangaroo for months, and I even went out and bought I got my mom or somebody to buy me a baby kangaroo, Roo from Winnie the Pooh, unless I already had one, I don't remember, but somehow I ended up with a Roo from Winnie the Pooh, and I would carry him around in my pouch, and I would act like I was his mother, and that I was a kangaroo, and I always had this fanny pack on, and I always had something in it hidden or something. I was very odd. L is for liquor. This actually wasn't that long ago. It was a New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, whatever, around midnight. And my parents were, actually this was when I was pretty young. My parents had all went out, or all of our parents, it was like a big party, had went outside to, I think they were looking at fireworks or something, but us kids didn't really want to go out there. So while they were out there, we snuck into the kitchen and we got some liquor or whatever it was. I'm not sure what it was. It could have been wine, for all I know. I was pretty young, so I wasn't really that sure. And we each took a sip from the bottle, and we decided we didn't like it, so we put it up and got another bottle, which I'm pretty sure that was wine. M is for music, because do I really need to explain that one? N is for 2 Nicks that I'm going to talk about. And one is Nick Jonas, because when I was young, I heard about the Jonas Brothers, I think it was 2006. I don't remember the exact date, because I did hear about them before I actually saw them, so I don't really know. I first saw him in a poster in a magazine I had, and I didn't really see his brothers, I just saw him. And for some reason, I'm like, I'm gonna marry this dude. my however old I was brain was like, I'm marrying that guy. No matter what, I'm marrying him. And I had a very unhealthy obsession with him for quite some time, probably until about 2 years ago. A year to 2 years ago. That is something, I'm ashamed to say how unhealthy of a obsession I had with him, though. I guess every girl did. It was just a girl thing. But now, the other Nick is Nick Simmons. Pretty sure I don't have to explain that one either. O is onions. I like the taste, but I don't like the smell. And I do want onions. I want onions. I love onions. But they have to be in something. They have to be in a salad or on a burger. I can't eat them plain. P is for purple. And as you can see, my room is also purple. No, you can't really see. This little spot, like right here, is purple. And that is actually what my walls are. Q is for Q-tip. Actually, this is about a year ago. I couldn't stand Q-tips. I went through this phase where I did not like Q-tips. I didn't like the looks of them. I did not like the feel of them, but I could feel cotton. Like the little cotton balls. I could deal with those, but I couldn't deal with Q-tips. I don't know. This went on for, actually this was 2 years ago, because this went on for probably 6 months before. I never really had a problem with them, but I never really used them to begin with. But for some reason, out of the blue, I'm like, I don't like Q-tips. I just don't. I still don't know why. R is for rat. I want a pet rat, and I'm going to name him Scabbard. S is for sewing, because I now suddenly got this weird obsession of sewing. T is for teeth, because I don't like teeth. I can't stand watching people pull them out, and I don't like watching people brush their teeth, and I don't like watching people like wiggle their tooth. I can't deal with anything having to do with teeth unless I'm just looking at the actual tooth. U is for unicorns, because I love Charlie the Unicorn. V is for video games, because I play an unhealthy amount of video games half the time. W is for wolf, because I'm obsessed with wolves. If you can't tell, I'm just a little bit obsessed with them. X is actually a kind of a story. When I think I was 10, I wanted my name to start with an X. After the whole Isabel phase, I really wanted my name to start with an X, because I didn't know anybody with the letter X as their first name, so I wanted them to change my name. I even wanted an X just in front of my real name, just so I could have an X. And then I figured out that other people were doing that, like the beginning and the end of their names, and I was just kind of like, meh, and I didn't want to do it anymore. Y is for YMCA, because whenever that song, no, I think that song's older than what I think it is. I don't know. I would go around with my friends and we would sing it, and we would attempt to do dances with it, and it would always fail, and every time somebody would drive by and see us, they would honk and wave, and we would run away. Z is for Zach, because he was one of my friends when I was little, and he's the one we would always pull pranks on. There was one time we attacked him with makeup. We had makeup like all over his shirt, and I think we actually got like powder and glitter all over his face, and he went home to take a shower because he had so much makeup on him. And he came back the next day, and he still had like lip stains on, or lipstick stains, and I'm pretty sure he still had glitter in his hair.